जमुना तीरा वनचारी, जमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा माधव, राधा माधव राधे, जय राधा माधव, राधा माधव राधे, जय गौरानिताई गौरानिताई गौरानिताई, जय गौरानिताई, जय जय प्रभुपाद निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल, निताई गौर हरि बोल। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवचकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद His Divine Grace ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवाचकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय, मथुरा धाम की जय, नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, गंगा मई की जय, यमुना मई की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, संवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Hari Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरते। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नष्टकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagvatam, 6th canto, 15th chapter, 8th verse. Deha dehi vibhago ayam aviveka krita pura jati vyakti vibhago ayam yatha vastuni kalpita. Synonyms: Deha, of this body, Dehi, and the proprietor of the body, Vibhagaha, the division, Ayam, this, Aviveka, from ignorance, Krita, made, Pura, from time immemorial, Jati, of the class or caste, Vyakti, and the individual, Vibhagaha, division, Avayam, this, Yatha, just as, Vastuni, in the original object, Kalpita, imagined. Translation: and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Divisions of generalization and specification such as nationality and individuality are the imaginations of persons who are not advanced in knowledge. Purport: actually, there are two energies, material and spiritual. Both of them are ever existing because they are emanations from the eternal truth, the Supreme Lord. Because the individual soul, the individual living entity, has desired to act in forgetfulness of his original identity since time immemorial, he is accepting different positions in material bodies and being designated according to many divisions of nationality, community, society, species, and so on. So we are continuing with the next verse also. Shri Shuka Uvacha Evam Ashvasvashito Raja Chitraketur Dvijo Kitbhi Vimrajya Panina Vaktram Adi Mlanam Abhasata. Synonyms: Shishuka Uvacha, Srila Sri Shukadev Goswami said, Evam, thus, Ashvastitha, being enlightened or given hope, Raja, the king, Chitraketu, Dvija Uktibhi, by the instructions of the great Brahmins, Narad and Angira Rishi. Vimrajya, wiping off, Panina, by the hand, Vaktram, his face, Adi Milanam, shriveled due to lamentation, Abhasata, spoke intelligently. Translation: Sri Shukadev Goswami continued, thus enlightened by the instructions of Narad and Angira, King Chitraketu became hopeful with knowledge, wiping his shriveled face with his hand. The king began to speak. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshur-unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sehgan Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sehgan Lita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuva Evacha Patita Nama Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णा पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे नमः शिवाय कृष्ण कृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते Hare Krishna. So I hope my voice is clear and nicely audible.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So this chapter 15th of the 6th canto, this chapter which tells about the instructions by the saints Narad and Angira to the king Chitraketu. So in this chapter we see that how these two saints, they are trying to console Chitraketu because he is passing through the excessive lamentation. So these great saints, they explain that the relationship between father and son is not factual. It's just simply a representation of the illusory energy, because this relationship did not exist before and will not stay in future. But by the arrangement of time, this relationship exists only in the present. So why to lament for the temporary relationships? So as in today's verse 8, it's mentions that about the two energies. So we know that from Bhagavad Gita we can understand that there are two energies, superior and inferior. And the these energies, they are working, or these are the energies of the Lord, the Supreme Lord. So somehow this, the spiritual energy, the living entity, when it wants to enjoy the material things, so somehow the result of choice, karma, the living entity takes different bodies through the agency of so-called fathers and mothers, which was also reflected in the previous verse. Purport Srila Prabhupada clears this point. Now, we see in this chapter that King Chitraketu is feeling lamentation. So when we talk about lamentation, so the similar thing we can see in Bhagavad Gita when Arjun was lamenting for the fight in the chapter 2, that he says that I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure. I can find no means how to drive away this grief which is drying up my senses. So this lamentation we see in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjun is lamenting. And in Chaitanya Leela, this Adi Leela, 17th chapter, it describes about the death of one of the sons of Srivas Thakur. One night when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing with devotees at the house of Srivas Thakur, so one of Srivas Thakur's sons who was suffering from some disease died. But Srivas Thakur was so patient that no, nobody will lament. There should not be any sound of lamentation in this kirtan. Let the kirtan continues. So after some time, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just come to know, realize that something is not good at this house. What is going on? So then the news of that death of that one of the sons was reported to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there again comes the lamentation that the family was lamenting. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arranged, he asked the lying son who was lying dead. He says that, my dear boy, Why are you leaving the house of Srivas Thakur? So immediately the dead son replied, I was living in this house as long as I was destined to live. So now time is over. I'm going somewhere else. As per your direction, I'm your eternal servant, a dependent living being. So whatever you desire, I must act accordingly. I have no such power. So the hearing these words of the dead son, the members of the Srivas Thakur's family received such transcendental knowledge. So there was no cause for lamentation. As this transcendental knowledge is described in Bhagavad Gita, tatha dehantar praptir dhiras tatra na muhyati. That when someone dies, he accepts another body. So therefore, sober persons do not lament. So, so it means there is no relationship amongst devotees. Is there no relationship, no feelings amongst devotees? They don't have any feelings for anybody. We are soul, we are not these bodies. So whoever lives or die, we don't care. We don't feel any emotions and we will never lament. So does it mean that? So Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya assured Srivas Thakur that you have lost one son, but Nityanand Prabhu and I are your eternal sons. We shall never be able to give up your company. So this is the instance of transcendental relationship with Krishna. So if we revive this relationship with Krishna, so by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our eternal relationship will never break to cause our lamentation. We are lamenting for the relationships of the sons, fathers, friends, lovers, masters, servants. We are lamenting for the relationships in this material world, which are temporary. But if we revive our relationship with Krishna, then there will never be any break in that relationship and will never be lamenting. So what's the solution of this lamentation? As to revive our relationship with Krishna. And Bhagavad Gita highlights some more deep insights to this point, that material compassion, Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, it mentions that material, Srila Prabhupada explains when this lamentation of Arjun, that he was lamenting. So Srila Prabhupada explains that this material compassion, lamentation, and tears are all signs of ignorance of the real self. Because I don't know who am I, so I am recognizing myself as body and recognizing the people related to this body as mine. So something happens, so I lament. So no compassion, we should be hard-hearted stones. Then Srila Prabhupada explains further that compassion for the eternal soul is self-realization. So compassion is there, but that is for eternal soul. To give an example, that if there we are having a compassion for the dress of a drowning man, so this is senseless. A man is drowning and we are having compassion for the branded clothes of the person who is drowning. So what does it make sense? So similarly, a man fallen in the ocean of nescience can't be saved simply by rescuing his outward dress, this gross material body. We see that people are so much suffering in this material world, and you guys are chanting and dancing and road and telling us to join in this movement. Why don't you go to the hospitals to get the treatment? Why don't you feed them? Why don't you spread the winter clothes, distribute the winter clothes? Why don't you educate them by giving books? So this compassion for the gross material body, it is not a saying that it is not required or nobody should help anybody. we should do, but we should understand this point also, that why do lament? Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, 28th verse teaches us that all created beings are unmanifest in their beginning stage, they manifest in their interim state, and then unmanifest again when annihilated. So the manifestation is in the interim state. First they're unmanifest, then they manifest, and then again unmanifest. So what is the need of lamentation? So if we accept the Vedic understanding or conclusion as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, that this material bodies that we are into which we are just living right now in this material bodies, they are perishable in due course of time. But the soul is eternal. So we must always remember in this way that this body is like a dress. So why lament the changing of a dress? So we say about so many things, so many problems in this material world. These are the issues, these are the problems. So similarly, Arjun was also putting forward so many arguments based on principles. I mean, he was saying in a very logical way the knowledge about the principles of religion, moral codes, but he was unable to solve the problem. He was unable to solve his real problem without the help of his spiritual master, Lord Krishna. So similarly, our academic knowledge, scholarship, high position, recognition in the society, designation, relatives, money, power, they are useless in solving the problems of our life until and unless we take the help of our spiritual master. So if we really want to curb this lamentation for good, then we have to take shelter of Krishna, as Arjun also did. So we can see from our lives, we can really feel or realize the scriptures. I met one person, he's similar to my age just recently, and I met him, and he's just few months younger than me, 32 around something. So I asked that there was something like he's not married. So I asked him that how much you are earning, because it was related to his marriage. So I just asked. So he said, I mean, he lives in West. So in the Indian currency, it's like around 1 CR, 1 crore. So a huge amount of money the people are earning throughout their lives to accumulate that much. I mean, whatever I know in India usually, but still he don't know the purpose of life. It's not solving his problem. He's not married yet. He's fearful, scared that what will happen after my marriage. There are so many divorce cases. There are fights. What will happen to my parents? So many things move around in the mind. But the thing was that first he did very well in school, then in higher education, then training, and went to the West to learn and earn. And now the purpose of life, like there are Brahman, Kshatri, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. So this one in ashram which Krishna says that I have created this so that the society can run peacefully. But now I don't want to marry, and I am okay like this. I'm having money. Why to bother? So why to take responsibility of wife and kids? So when the goal was that I should get good job, good money so that I can marry. But now when I got these things, so why to marry? So all confusion is there. What's good for me? What's not good for me? Some people are unhappy because they're not having money. But this boy is having lots and lots of money, but still he don't know how to use it, how to utilize it, what to do. So that's what the point is, hankering and lamentation. If one is not having, then one is hankering. If I'll get this thing, then I will be happy. If this thing will be resolved, then I will be happy. And when one gets, and then when it's unmanifest, then one is hankering, and then when manifest, then one just feels some joy, and then when again it's unmanifest, then one is lamenting. So what to do? Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto 15th chapter teaches that by discussing spiritual knowledge, one can conquer lamentation and illusion. So as in this case, the pastime which is going on, Narad is there, Angira is there, they are teaching, they are instructing King Chitraketu. So in the purport of 7th canto, it explains that if one's son has died, so one may certainly be affected by lamentation and illusion and cry for the dead son. But one may overcome lamentation and illusion by considering the verses of Bhagavad Gita. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityur dhruvam janma mritasya cha. As the soul is transmigrating, so one body to another, and this process is going on. So there is no cause for lamentation. That's why Krishna says, Dhiras tatrana muhyati. Who is dheer, who is sober, who is learned in philosophy and established in knowledge, cannot be happy over this transmigration of the soul. Who understands this process, who knows this process that soul transmigrates, so why he will lament? So this is the solution, because acquired spiritual knowledge, and we are discussing that. So it's not like we are not lamenting, we are lamenting, but still we are trying to overcome with that situation. Even a common man can understand. If we say, oh, these are very high spiritual knowledge, this this is, soul transmigration, how the common man will think and feel all these things at the time of death, at the time of relatives death, so difficult to console somebody. But even a common man can understand. You see that the body is still there, a dead man's relatives lament that, oh, person has gone away, person has gone away, but that person is still lying there. Still the body is there, hands are there, legs are there, the same person body is still there. Why you are lamenting? Who has gone away? So it's very basic to understand that something was there inside which is not there now. That's why the breathe within the nostrils has stopped. So what is so difficult to understand? So we have never seen the living entity, we have never seen the soul residing in the heart of that body. So when we have never seen that, so what is the need of lamentation for what we have, which we have never seen? So what happens with in the devotee's life? Is this lamentation works in the similar way? We can refer to Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit, where Srila Prabhupada shares, Satsarup Maharaj quotes that Srila Prabhupada, when he shares that, I started a big factory in Lucknow in India. So those were the golden days. My business flourished like anything. So it was in the chemical business, so everything was flourishing. But what happened? Then gradually everything dwindled. So what was Abhay Charan doing at that time? When he suffered losses, when he suffered these kind of issues, this kind of downfall in the business, when he needs money for printing, preaching purposes, but still the business collapsed. So what Abhay is thinking at that point of time? So he is referring his situation through the eyes of the scriptures. He's referring the verse from Srimad Bhagvatam that when Krishna is especially merciful. Krishna is merciful to all, but when he is especially merciful towards someone, he gradually take away all his material possessions. His friends and relatives then reject this poverty stricken and most wretched fellow. There is no use because he's not having money. What's the use of friendship with him? What's the benefit of being a relative of that poor guy? So what Srila Prabhupada is realizing? That this is the special mercy of Krishna. So what will happen? You say, oh, what kind of mercy is this? Nobody is, closer to me, and this is mercy. What kind of mercy is this? So Srila Prabhupada says that my intention for preaching the message of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu increased and the other side decreased. So I was not disinclined, but Krishna forced me. You must give it up. So this is happening in the devotee's life. So if we see from the other's perspective, it is a huge lamentation. One will be depressed a lot and, what to do, my business collapse, what to do. And this devotee, Abhay who was earning and trying to serve for the mission of Lord, also suffered, but he takes it as a lesson that this is the special mercy of Lord, and I am getting disinclined towards other side so that I can be more focused towards preaching side. So in today's verse, it mentions about the different bodies, different material bodies that Srila Prabhupada is explaining in the purport that for due to forgetfulness, the living entity is getting different material bodies. So what's happening with different bodies? Why different bodies? So many different bodies again and again, again and again. So why we are not stopping this journey of repetitive body? So Srila Prabhupada gives an example that if you go to a doctor, he says that due to this infection, you have got this disease. So now we know about that. Oh, because of this infection, I got this disease. So in future, we will be very careful. So what is this? This is knowledge that I came to know that because of this infection, I have been diseased. So I should be very careful that because of this thing, I got this disease. So I should be avoiding that thing now completely and be very careful. But if I'm not careful, then what does it mean? It's ignorance. After knowing that fact that this thing caused that much trouble to my health, but again I am ignoring that precautionary measures, so it means I am in ignorance, I'm in darkness. So that is the Vedic injunction, that enlighten yourself. Jyotirgama, go to the light. Om Ajnanatimirandasya, go to the light. Take the torch by spiritual master and enlighten your life. So because we can see, I got this body, I have some, we are staying in a society, in a locality, in a city, in a state, in a country. Everybody is provided with different things. Somebody with something, somebody with something. So like if we see an example of the court, so the judge is there, he is giving different judgments. To one person, he's saying, okay, you will get 1 lakh rupees from this person, I give you decree. And another person, he is giving order, you go to jail for 6 months. So the judge is the same. So why he is so partial, and why he's he's sending somebody to for prison imprisonment, and he's giving somebody 1 lakh rupees? So what kind of judge is this? He is benefiting somebody and punishing somebody. Why? The judge is the same person. So this superior judgment is there and karma is there. Srila Prabhupada shared this example in his 1972 lecture on Srimad Bhagvatam. So this past karma, so we can realize that because of my past karma, I have got this body. So I must rectify it. If I came to know that this, because of this infection, I got the disease, because of this past karma, I got this body. So now I must rectify my karma. So we must know what is karma, what is akarma, what is vikarma. That is knowledge. But if we remain blind about our karma, okay, whatever, let's do, let's just continue. So again, we'll get another body. So we are changing bodies again and again, going into different species, different planets, here, there, up and down, left and right, in the search of happiness, and due to the forgetfulness of our relationship with Krishna, hankering, lamenting, and just passing our time in, or wasting our time in just different core subjects of our lives. So this is happening. So what's the solution? We have to revive our relationship with Krishna. We have to develop that understanding that this hankering and lamentation will be there. We have to take the teachings of Narad Muni and Angira Muni. It's not like they are consoling Chitraketu. It's for him. It's for us. These messages or pastimes or instructions are important for us, very important for us. Else, why somebody has bothered so much to put it in Bhagavatam or give it to us? Why Srila Prabhupada bothered so much to translate at his deathbed when he's leaving, but still he's giving us these beautiful purports, explanations? Why he's waking up early in the midnight to give these teachings? He spared so much time, he spent so much time and energy for giving these books to us. And we are not ready to spare some time for reading those books, for understanding these purports, for implementation purposes, for improving our lifestyle, for improving or elevating our consciousness, coming out of this bodily platform, upgrading our consciousness. We just read or listen sometimes, and that these are the stages in bhakti, anartha nivritti, shraddha, stages and stages, and so many verses we repeatedly hear. We repeatedly hear. Oh, I know this verse. It's quoted several times. Beautiful verse. But the most beauty of that verse is to implement it in our lives. These verses are spoken for us to implement in our lives, to take the instructions of Narad Muni and Angira. Like King Chitraketu in the verse 9 became hopeful with the knowledge acquired from these sages. So he's wiping his shriveled face with his hand. Like Arjun stood up again to fight as per the instructions of Krishna. Like Dhruv Maharaj got the vision by the teachings of Narad Muni. So similarly, we are having our own life zone. We are surrounded by people, we are surrounded by relatives, friends, our own world. But when we are frustrated in the house, in our four sided walled house comprising of the world which we have created in this body, considering that I am this body and these are certain people who are related to my body, so they belongs to me, they are mine. So when we are frustrated sometime, then we can open the window and see the spiritual sky. So these books of Srila Prabhupada are these are the window to show us the spiritual world. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj quoted this statement once. So these are the windows to the spiritual world. We don't know what Krishna is doing, how he's playing, what's going on at that side. We are happy in our own room, in our own world. But if we see through this window that what's going on that side, just out of curiosity, let me see. Oh wow, this is the spiritual world. Krishna is playing. Krishna is fighting. Krishna is teasing. Krishna is chasing. Such a wonderful, beautiful life. No birth, old age, death, and disease, just service unto the lotus feet of Krishna. Such real love. Where is the point of any lamentation? Where is the point of any hankering? Just pure love and devotion. And Krishna wants that. Krishna is having everything. He don't want our bhoga offerings, our chappan bhog, our so opulent offerings, flowers, garlands. He's self-sufficient. But this is an opportunity for us to offer those things with love and devotion, and then it will help us to purify our hearts. It will help us to elevate our consciousness. It will help us to transcend these material modes of nature and coming out of this feeling of hankering and lamentation. Because this thing is real, which is happening with King Chitraketu. I just met one devotee here in Sridham Mayapur. He's my close friend. Today his health was not good. I went to the Srimad Bhagvatam class in English to attend the same. So as usual, he was sitting on the chair to attend the class, and I always just sit next to his chair on the floor. So I just observed him that his throat was heavy. So, and I realized that something is not good with his health. So he's 83 years old now. So a few days back, it was my birthday, 24th November. So I invited him to my house and we celebrated it. I mean, just served him prasad. So at that time, he was not wearing any, the winter clothes or jackets. So a jacket or socks. So I told him, why you are not wearing it? I mean, although there is 50 years gap in our age, but still I'm like very, I feel friendly with him. So I said, why you are not feeling? So I just put some jacket on him and just drop him back at his home after the meal. So today I just saw and I was like, why? I told him why he's not wearing that. And again, now that's why he's getting, the cold. So I just arranged, some Ayurvedic medicines for him so that he recover well with the throat. And so I sent the medicines at his house and he was taken. So the devotee, he's 83 years old and he's the Vanaprastha devotee of our ISKCON. And he's the one in whole Mayapur who is wearing yellow dhoti kurta that shows the sign of Vanaprastha, and he is uh, living here. So I'm currently giving class from my office desk, and some few months ago I was sitting on the same desk here at my seat, and he was sitting next to me. And he's 83, and he lost his son, who was 57 years old, in America. So it was a very sudden news. It happened in a week time, just a week's time. He went for some exercise and he had some heart cardiac arrest, and then there's some brain problems, and then this dyspnea, so ventilator and all. So they decided, okay, what's kind of life is this? Let him leave if this is Krishna's wish. So this devotee was sitting next to me, and when his son was in hospital, and I saw that he was singing for him. The whole family, the devotee's family, they were in America in their hospital, and they're singing, chanting. And this father who had given birth to his son's body and given his son a body, and you know like I can feel now, because I am also a father of a 2 years old daughter. So I can feel like what connection one can feel and develop in so many years. So for 57 years, his son, so he was prepared, and that his son is leaving before him. He's 83, but his son is 57 and he's leaving. And that is not prepared. He was never ill, but this happened just in a week's time. And he is this devotee, 83 years old. He is instructing and teaching his whole family. He's leading a family that this is truth. Everybody has to leave. Krishna's plan. He's so determined in his sadhana. He's coming daily to the morning program to attend at such an advanced age of 83. He's still coming from his room, walking around to the temple, hearing the Aarti, attending Mangala Aarti. If he's late, so he just do chanting at his room and then come for Darshan Aarti, Bhagvatam class. If his rounds are not completed, he don't go back home to take the meal breakfast. He complete his rounds and then go back to his room and take some meal. 83 years old. And he spent his whole life in Krishna consciousness. He's an Indian guy who went at the age of 29 to the USA. He's a very famous, he's a very known to everybody. So, and his son, who lost his body at the age of 57, was initiated at the age of 16. So he's the ideal example how to cultivate the family in Krishna consciousness. He spent his whole life, so many proper disciples are his friends. He was connected in 70s. He saw Prabhupada. He was not initiated by him, but he saw Prabhupada. So this is the strength of the holy name. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is the strength of the scriptures which we are reading. These stories, instructions, pastimes which we are hearing repetitively, Ajamil heard the holy name and he just taken the holy name, and then the Yamdutas went back. So these things, these stories, pastimes, the strength of the holy name, the benefits of chanting Hare Krishna, reading Prabhupada books, scriptures, implementing in our lives, these are realistic things. If we do, it will work. It is very much scientific. If we do follow it sincerely, we will see the result. So that's why in the Nectar of Instruction, introduction, Srila Prabhupada mentions advancement in Krishna consciousness depends upon the attitude of the follower. We may see the people who are chanting for decades, but still struggling with those anarthas, everything, this and that, still so much in anxiety. Oh, this, and fighting and finding faults with the devotees, so many problems, this managerial issues, there, so much things, so many things. And we may find somebody who joined some few years ago and he just transformed his whole life very nicely. So it depends upon our attitude, how we are accepting these things in our lives. These saints, Narad and Angir, instructing Chitraketu. Now it is up to Chitraketu. We have to see in the next verses what he will speak. He's wiping his face with his hand. But what he is speaking now? what he felt, what he realized. Krishna instructed Arjun, he told Bhagavad Gita, he spoke Bhagavad Gita, he gave instructions, he taught about the science of self-realization. He taught about the science of soul, material modes of nature, the universal form, the confidential knowledge, attaining the supreme. Everything he taught, do for me, offer for me. This is the confidential subject I am sharing with you because you are my friend. Everything has been arranged. You just have to fight. You become my instrument. About Brahman, Kshatriyas, about devotees, demoniac nature, everything he taught, everything he spoke, everything he made him understood, answered his questions, queries, removed his lamentation, everything he did. But what he said at the last, now it's up to you. Now it's up to you what you want to do. He's still not forcing that I have spent so much time in speaking so many verses. Is still there any chance? When we preach, we believe that everybody should be convinced and follow us. But Krishna, after speaking the whole Bhagavad Gita, so many verses, he's still asking, now it's up to you what you want to do. Still, he is giving that minute independence. He's not saying it's my plan, it will be executed, so you have to do that. No, he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's not saying that to do that. He's still giving that again. After giving the knowledge, he's again putting back the ball in the courts of Arjun that you decide, you think, what you do, what you want to do. He's not a forceful lover. And if he's a lover, then how he can be forceful? So he is giving the chance, opportunity. You think now. So we are having Srila Prabhupada books. We are having the holy name. We have experienced some bliss while practicing Krishna consciousness. We have tasted it, just a glimpse, sometimes just a tinge. But if we can realize, if we have done something seriously, then we are relishing so much. So what will happen if we do everything seriously, taking prasad consciously, offering prayers before taking prasad, relishing the every morsel of prasad, thanking Krishna that you have given me this mercy, that I am taking your prasad. Everybody is hungry, everybody is licking out the so bad stuff outside. They are mad after satisfying this tongue, but still not satisfied. They are producing so many things to eat, eating flesh in this way or in different way, making innovative ideas. But you are so merciful. You have given me your remnants. You have eaten this bhoga. You have enjoyed this bhoga, and you are giving me now your mercy. I am really, really grateful to you. Thank you for giving me your remnants. I am blessed. That gratitude feeling. Srila Prabhupada did so much for me. Several times I realized if I was born 100 years before, 200 years before, somewhere, then I have never seen it. This international society, nobody bothered to come at my door to give me some book. Nobody bothered to call me, irritate me so many times that's come to the temple. Nobody bothered me to call again and again. Please join EverydayChant.com. The call is waiting for you. Nobody bothered me to invite me to the temple programs. Nobody bothered me to drag me to do some service. And my lifespan would be over. Then I may be in different species of form of life. But I'm so fortunate. I am born in this life when Krishna consciousness movement is flourishing all around the globe. Srila Prabhupada books are there, devotees are there, temples are there, everything is there. Now I have to utilize this opportunity to give these saints, Narad Muni and Angir, a chance to please transform my life. I am ready to accept your instructions. I'm ready to to understand the process of overcoming from this lamentation. I'm wiping out my face with hands. This material world has given me so much pain. Nobody is there. Everybody's selfish. Everybody's running after money. Everybody's chasing after satisfying his desires. But these saints, the acharyas, they have sacrificed everything for giving us this blissful life. We are relishing the visit to Vrindavan. We should be thankful to the Goswamis who went on the instruction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to revive those places so that we can go there and take advantage to get the mercy. So everything is there. Just we have to be sincere, serious to avail that opportunity. What to do? I am serious one day, but tomorrow I'm again back to the square one. We can pray this thing also, that after hearing so much, still I'm not serious. Oh Krishna, please make me serious. It's a saying that God has time to listen. Do we have time to pray? Krishna is unlimited. He can hear our prayers. We have to pray. Whatever shortcomings we have, we pray to Krishna that please let me taste this holy name, the nectar of this holy name before I leave this body. Let me please avail and enjoy my remaining years of life in chanting and singing the glories of your holy name, relishing these pastimes, relishing Srimad Bhagvatam, relishing your pastimes with your devotees in Chaitanya Charitamrita, your instructions to Arjun in Bhagavad Gita. Let me relish every verse, every word, every statement, every purport. So we should have a prayerful heart. And if we don't have prayerful heart, we don't know, we are unable to pray. So we can pray that I can't pray. Oh Krishna, I'm unable to pray. Please let me pray. So this what I wanted to share with the today's verse, what I was trying to. So if any devotees having any quick comment or any points, so you are please welcome to share your inputs or feedbacks for my improvement.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
It was wonderful to hear you today morning. Only one question I had, like, not from the class, but you mentioned about the devotee passing away, 57-year-old. The father's name, is it Jai Gausandar Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Okay. Yeah, because he's from, his son was in Baltimore, like we attended the funeral. So I just wanted to verify, is it the same family?
Yeah, so the family brought the ashes to the Mayapur to go into the Ganges. So yeah, and this so you know the family there.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, we know.
Okay, so it's a small
because in
world.
fact his son was a very good friend of mine when I used to visit Baltimore Temple for the Sunday Feast programs. Like, it was long time back. Like, we used to talk together, we used to take prasadam together. But he was Dharmadas Prabhu. His Prabhu's name is
Yeah,
Dharmadas
yeah, yeah.
Prabhu.
Yes.
So he was so jolly and very nice devotee, and uh, but somehow, Krishna wanted, like, Krishna. We can say, as you mentioned in the class, it is destined, basically, so.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very good that if we can be in touch so that I can get the news of family so that I can update him what's going around or something,
Yes.
sometimes required.
Yeah. The Prabhu's father may not remember my name, but still you can mention that. Uh, Give my dandavats to Prabhu, Prabhuji, if you meet him. Like, my name is SrivasaDas, and my wife's name is Shamrasika Devidasi. So you can tell, uh, give our dandavats to Prabhu. Yeah.
Prabhuji, can you repeat your name? Nikunj?
Nikunja Rasadas.
And Mataji's name is Shama?
Shamrasika Dasi.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yes, sure. I know his Dharmraj Prabhu's. I mean, I had just interaction with his daughter Radhika Mataji,
Radhika.
or yeah. So I know I just had some, I mean, interaction when some like during that time. Because I got some photograph. We had the, when he left body, we had some program here for serving the Vaishnavas prasadam. So I got the photograph and got laminated. So we kept there, did the Pushpanjali flowers offering and prayers for him. So thank you very much, Raji, for sharing.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for sharing that also as well. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. This is Shamrasika
Dhanvat
Devidasi. Such a wonderful class, Prabhuji, and you cover so many points about we should not lament with our close relatives, and about prasadam, how to honor the prasad, and reflect on our progress of sadhana. So thank you so much for, and also sharing this about this devotee, His Grace Jai Gaur Sundar Prabhu. And we know his family very well, Prabhuji. We are from the same congregation of Baltimore. And in fact, his son and Mataji, Kamodaki Mataji, Prabhuji, they are our counselor, or like they always give us guidance here in the Baltimore. So, but it was very sad, like his son they lost his son in 57-year-old he was. And his daughter Radhika is friend of my daughter Samradni. So all we family are very close, Prabhuji. So we know him very well. But yeah, thank you for sharing about him, and we can learn so many things from them. Like, yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
My voice is a little hoarse. I've got a throat infection. Please pardon me. Your class was so nectarian, so nice, and so I relished your class so nicely. Your examples, your emphatic conveyance of the points and the Srila Prabhupada's quotes and from his lifetime, as well as his classes, as well as the realization mixed in with scripture and the stories. They're so emphatic to convey that it is so useless to lament. And I just reflect that Krishna starts the Bhagavad Gita, speaking rather, to Arjuna on the battlefield with Asochanma Sochasta Pragyavadan Sivhasase. So it's about Sochana. And he ends with Masucha. Sarvadharman Parityajya Ma Mekam Sharanam Raja Aham Tam Sarvapape Mokshe Ma Sucha. So it's all material life is all about sochana, all about lamentation, and because we are hankering. So that reflect that when we know that Mahivamsa Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, then all our hankering and lamentation will be gone. But unless, you're right that 200 years ago, if you would have been taken birth, nobody would have come other than maybe a small circle in the Namahattas in Bengal, Nadia. And then we would have lost this whole point in Karmakandi and Smartas. We would have lost in the myriad bylines of religiosity. That's how I pumsa para dharma rate yatu bhakti adak saje. Our souls would not have been happy, but we would have been doing some religiosity. But by the mercy of the Prabhupada and the movement, not only us and a lot of other people are getting this such message and coming the blissful life of Krishna consciousness in their present body and beyond. So nice. I mean, I just started trying to reflect also that these all, I mean, what all Krishna also says, right? Karya karane kartritte hetu prakriti uchyate. Purusha sukha dukkana bhoktritte hetu uchyate. So karya karane kartritte, all the action part is out of our control. It's by Krishna's agency in prakriti. The three modes of material nature are doing the things, and as a Purush, as a Jiva, we are only actually experiencing the happiness and distress, mostly distress, because that is how the material world is designed. Even the happiness also will be coming as a distress at some later point in time. Here is some sort of bhoga. So we are only basically suffering. I mean, but foolish people, without the knowledge of of course, they were unfortunate. The knowledge of the reality, try to find happiness in where it is not supposed to be happiness. So nice class, Prabhu, and now I added my something. Please correct me if I'm wrong, and please continue to bless us with your kind, merciful presence and association, and please continue to give us your purifying association. Hare Krishna.
So yeah, Praji, thank you very much for a wonderful sharing. So yeah, I would like to end here and with just few words. Like I see at this platform that every time devotees appreciate so much. Like when I join, today I joined late, but usually it's at every time. It is our fortunate Anupam SrivasaDas from Sridham Mayapur is joining us today. And even after the class, devotees appreciate so much. So I just want to share that I am very much, new to the Krishna consciousness. I mean, although 15 years, but it's totally new because I am not very much serious. So, and you all the devotees here are very, very senior to me for in everything, and it's your humility still you are giving me chance to speak something or share something for my purification. So it is like that when the elders teach the kids nursing arti or playing how to play kartal, so when the kids perform that, so they clap, oh wow, very nice, very wonderful. So it is like that only. So whatever I am trying to learn is because of your devotees. Like Partha Prabhu just shared something. So it's a class in itself. So many verses he quote, and I need so much preparation to speak, but every one of you are well prepared to give class at any point of time. So I'm just learning, just cramming to just speak something. So it's big. I mean, I'm very grateful to this platform and to all of the devotees that you are giving me an opportunity. So it's your greatness. It really helps me a lot, because when I speak, so it gives me a chance, and I realize that purification, that yes, and I become cautious. Oh, I was speaking like this, and what I'm doing, oh, I have to do like this also. Oh, I should become, because when I was speaking that we should be serious, so I was actually feeling for me, so that I should be serious. What I am doing, the time is getting past, everything is there. Why not serious? So that all were my reflections for my life. So thank you everybody, and for such a synchronized platform where you gather every day, invite so many devotees, you chant together, hear together. Thank you very much, and please forgive me for anything which because I'm not doing anything and just speaking. So thank
No,
you
Prabhuji.
very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. No, actually,
Your voice is breaking, Praji. I can't hear. Hare Krishna. Praji, your voice is not coming. I can't hear.
Lavate Paurva Dehi comes as Yoga Vrasta Sannyasi. Yoga Vrasta. You belong to that category, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
I missed your talk, Praji. Sorry, my I was not able to hear. Maybe somebody else heard, so can share. Maybe Praji's voice is not getting clear. I can't hear properly.
So I was telling that Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that tatratam buddhi samjagam labhate paurvatehikam. So about the yoga vrasta, I mean, in his past life he would have already progressed, and he is picking up from whatever he left there with. So you belong to that category where we are, at least me. I'm very very novice, so I was trying to struggle. My my past lives are I didn't do anything actually, whereas in yours you would have done so much and you are just finishing. That's why
No, Prabhuji.
advanced realization.
No, Praji, I missed 18 years of my life. I was 18 years old when I went in the temple first time. So I missed my 18 years, and so some causeless mercy of the devotees that I am continuing this journey. So, okay, Prabhuji, thank you so much, and Machaji, everybody. So I have to leave now because, I have to visit somewhere. Okay, thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And also thank you for mentioning about Srila Prabhupada. And it's very true, Prabhuji. If Prabhupada was not there and he not there, so we don't know where we were been. So it's a Thanksgiving weekend last week here in USA. We were celebrating. So it's a very big thank you. We are so much obligated to Prabhupada. And we are very thankful to Prabhupada. Yeah, last weekend we went to Miami, Florida. So there are all beaches and all Western peoples enjoying. But there is a ISKCON temple, Miami temple. So because of Prabhupada, we were able to go there, and there were some Western family whose niece came from Spain, and she was vegetarian. So that's why they wanted to visit the temple. And my daughter and me, we met them. So we explained them philosophy, our ISKCON philosophy, and they loved it so much. They came inside, they attended the Noon Arati, Rajbhog Arati, and then they got chance to offer the Damodar Ashtakam Leela Diya. So it was very wonderful. So because of Prabhupada, we can able to do this, Prabhuji. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna. I would like to share this experience. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Obeisances to all the Vaishnavas and Prabhuji. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu vacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, हिज ग्रेस अनुतम श्रीवास प्रभु जी की जय. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hmm?